And apparently there was a bunch of light in there, and that green dog. That creeps me out how the guy sort of teleports there. Why doesn't he just let you teleport? Why, howdy again. Well, this was a long, strange railroad ride of my life, but I reckon your adventure's just begun. Get to it, boy. Yep, Mario and Luigi sure have just begun their adventure. It's not like they have, like, so many adventures, they all seem insignificant. Hooray, I'm totally not going to use that immediately and then complain about not having it. Ah. Oh, wait, never mind, I'm not angry at him. I thought for some reason the old man was supposed to make me go on a minecart ride again, but we were to mention one thing. We never told you how to use your hammers in battle. No. Ouch, I mean to it. Ah, I wanted to skip it. I already know how. You just pull it back and it starts breaking apart for some reason. And man, this background is bringing back memories because this was the background I always used for when I used to make old dumpy comics. And I always thought this is more interesting than the menus in Mario and Luigi 2 and 3. Where you just have an attack button. Okay. I never liked defending with a hammer. At least it, yeah, it's annoying. Why do they talk with like hippie voices when they look like monster blacksmiths? Whoops. Oh well, I'd probably be good to practice that for this game too, even though it's not too complicated. No, I'm probably good now. The hammer attacks do a And of course in Mario and Luigi 3 they make that even more complicated and annoying by giving it a special thing where if you get it perfect timing, like there's fireworks in a 10-minute long cutscene, and whoops, I forgot to read their amusing thing, and that always looked weird to me. I guess I don't know what it's supposed to look like, and I'm assuming that's not important. And I don't know if I was under-leveled the first time I played this, or I was actually probably just able to use hammers properly. But these guys only have 3 hit points probably because they know that the hammer is probably going to take a while to get used to, but luckily I'm used to stupid Bowser's Inside Story not letting you have good controls for menus and having to press L to exit. What? Okay, maybe my guide lied to me or I was reading something else. I thought these guys had like really low amounts of hit points. What? Oh yeah. But yeah, I remember being... Well, when I first played this, I wandered off into the wrong area and started fighting Tanoombas, which like one-hit KO'd me. Or I think I managed to run away, but that's besides the point. They were way more powerful than me. But these guys gave me a lot of trouble because the hammer controls just aren't responsive as I'd like them to be. Yeah, actually this game does seem to have a bit more lag on the hammer defense than Mario and Luigi 2 and 3. Although Mario and Luigi 2 just had weird hammers because the babies used them and the babies grew out of the adults' heads and made everything to do with hammers wonky, and I mostly ignored it and just jumped on everything or used Koopa shells when I had to attack spiky enemies, and when I had to attack flying spiky enemies I used the hammer throw badge. And oh yeah, it wasn't the hammer throw badge, it was the Quake hammer. For some reason I thought that I was going to unlock the Quake hammer in Bowser's Inside Story when they said something about attack that shakes the ground, but I probably need to quit rambling about Bowser's Inside Story. Just I played that more recently than this, and I'm just kind of grinding boring enemies here. And I forgot to mention, I like how the Sharpies are another counter bar. Obviously there's spiny references, or yeah, spiny, but they have P in the name because this is that kingdom with some beans and peas and stuff. And swarms, I don't know why, I thought they were harder than they actually were. I don't really know what I'm thinking of. I was bad at video games the first run through of this I did, and I remember I think it was, I don't know, I thought swarms were hard for some reason, even though they aren't really. And even though I just said I would quit rambling about Bowser's Inside Story, it's kind of relevant here. One of the enemies in Bowser's Inside Story that's been fossilized has something that looks like a green fossil version of a swarm, and I'm not sure, or I am sure that was intentional, but kind of interesting, I thought. And one last thing, I probably already said about it because I have bad memory regarding the first recording session of this for some reason. But I am deeply offended there was no Foshtan Shroomba, because there were Tanoombas and Tashroombas, and yep, this is what I did the first time when I fought a bunch of over-leveled enemies and died violently, in case you were wondering. And why do I think this is a good idea? Okay, whatever. I do not have very solid reasoning. Goodbye, everyone. You're a jerk game. I'm used to DS controls, which I'm really good at. Ow, I like ripped off my finger. I'm used to, yeah, from Bowser's Inside Story, again, referencing that, although it's not really the same thing. You have to mash buttons a lot, and I'm super good at mashing buttons in that because the DS has really easy buttons to mash, and the GameCube Classic controller, or not Classic, but the not Wavebird has even harder controls to do than regular Wavebird. And it broke my fingers, but that's besides the point. I don't really care about that dumpy guy who got killed by something. Yeah, it's impossible, so I've heard there's one shop that's open here, but it's not important to me because I have enough items. I just have not enough common sense. What with that whole, no, it's probably a good idea, folks. Well, folks, the thing that is probably a good idea that I had just talked about would have to be going into the part that has horribly strong enemies for this point in the game. Even though I have done that in the past, and I knew where I was going, and knew that I should probably not do such things on footage anyway. You can be the Mario Brothers, but I can jump. I must be Mario. What? You have a... if you had a flower, I don't allow you in because you're... shush, I have now... poor Luigi. But I have a flower from Prince Peachly. That's not enough. Anyone can jump. You need a Prince... No, but Luigi's not allowed in because he's not Prince Peachly. Oh, what? I just jumped. It's not as if any stupid toad from the Mushroom Kingdom apparently has the same powers as Mario and Luigi. Okay, yes, I sort of overdo that in this, at the very least, this particular scene. That was one wacky story, woo. Yep. Oh, I like the music in this. I forgot that I like the music in this, and I remember getting horribly lost in this, and those doors are weird. Okay. Well, Master Mario and Master Luigi. I'm Lady Diamond. So I think this character is more ugly than Cackletta. And Captain Blasters and Murphy of Legend. Oh, such a these are. I'm a stupid character. So, I don't mean to be kind of skipping through all the text, but I am anyway. If you do need the true Mario, you'll be able to come here. So this is the first time since Mario Brothers, which is ironically, because that's totally the correct use of ironic, on this, that Mario and Luigi have done any plumbing, and I'm not sure that plumbing really consists of killing small animals that are inside of pipes that don't actually appear to be leaking, but again, that's beside the point. Anyway, these guys are identical to the fighter flies, except they do more damage, which makes them more of a threat. They're super flies. So, yeah, not the most amazing enemies. I think both of the enemies in this area are reskins, although they're reskins that are meant to reference Mario Brothers Arcade, even though fighter flies are technically more referenced than super flies, although super flies might be colored differently, and those are supposedly spinies, even though they don't look like spinies that were put in, yeah, originally, they replaced the shell creepers or whatever from the original Mario Brothers with spinies in the Game Boy Advance versions. I think it was, yeah, or I don't know if it's official, but Mario Wiki said so people didn't get confused and think they were supposed to jump on them. Well, that makes sense to me. But, yeah, they were red with white spines, and then other colors with white spines when they were color changed, so not exactly what they have going on with those recolored Sharpies. At least I think they're recolored Sharpies. I don't really know. I don't really like fighting them, so too bad. And again, I mean, I know I have hardly any health left. This is kind of my bad habit of RPGs that I refuse to heal in the overworld, although I was actually really good at it in Chrono Trigger. I don't know why, I just sort of assumed that since you can dodge everything in Mario and Luigi, I should never ever get hit by anything, and that led to me dying at all, which would not have happened otherwise if I had gone into every battle with full health. But, whoops,